Library integration is a feature that some add-ons have that allow you to add content from that add-on into Xbox Media Center's library. Let's take a look at some of these add-ons. So PrimeWire / One Channel has library integration. So does Glow Movies, Go Movies, Go TV, and a variety of other add-ons. I'm going to be looking at Go TV and Go Movies in particular, but I'll try to tell you what you need to do for other add-ons as well. So in the settings, a standard add-on with library integration is going to have some sort of library tab or something, and these are usually the settings that you see underneath them. The folder is where it's sending the stream files to. You need to add this folder as a source of videos for any of the content to show up in your library. I'll go over that later. And down there you can see some stuff about subscriptions. It's something unique to TV series. The reason why subscriptions are necessary, if you simply added a TV show to your library, then it would just add all the current episodes. So when a new episode comes out, it's not going to end up in your library. Subscriptions automatically check for new episodes, and when a new episode comes out, it adds it to your library. That's what subscriptions are. And that interval down there is how often it checks for new episodes. So obviously all of these are good. You definitely want automatic updates for subscriptions. 15 hours is pretty good. You could even increase that if you wanted to. Play around with that. Update library after subscription updates. Yes. Go Movies, you're pretty much going to see the same thing. However, since subscriptions are not necessary for movies, you don't have any of those subscription settings. Let's add some stuff to our library. Let's go ahead. Frozen, what the hell? Add to library. X-Men. Add to library. Okay. So, Go TV. House of Cards. Subscribe to House of Cards. Okay. When you subscribe to something, it automatically adds it to your library, so don't have to worry about add to library and then subscribe. Just subscribe. Breaking Bad. So Breaking Bad has ended, and since it's ended, you don't need to subscribe to it. You just go down and add to library. Okay? Add it to library folder. So, you don't always know when a series is ended or not. When in doubt, hit subscribe, because it's going to tell you whether it's ended or not. As you can see, it comes up with a dialog menu telling you Breaking Bad has ended. Do you really want to add it as a subscription? No. And then you would add it to your library instead. And then also, you might be wondering, okay, there's currently active series. What about when those series end? Well, when those series end, it detects that, and it will take it off. So it'll no longer be subscribed to it once the series ended, so there's no worries about that. So, there's a reason why I added content before I add the file as a source in your library, and that's usually these files won't show up until you add some stuff. You go into Videos, Files, Add Videos, and then Browse, Home Folder, User Data, Add-on Data. Up until there, it's always the same. Now the location changes, of course, based on the add-on. So you might have noticed the pattern. It's always going to be inside plugin.video. Whatever the hell it is. So One Channel has a library feature, so then it has a movies folders and TV shows folders. You'd need to add those individually. So first you'd go to movies, and then you'd go to OK, and then you'd start to add it. And then for TV shows, same thing, you'd go into TV shows, and then you'd hit OK, and then you'd have to add it separately. So yeah, Glow Movies, same thing, you would go in here. I haven't added anything to Glow Movies. Glow Movies does have a library system, so if I added something, there would be a folder in here that says movies, and then you would add that as a movie source. So I did Go Movies, and as you can see, there's a movies folder in here. You go in there, and okay. So down here, enter a name for this media source. By default, it's going to be movies and TV. It's going to be the name of the folder, and they're almost always movies and TV shows. So you got to have another way of differentiating, okay, which folders come from which add-on. So when you're adding stuff to your library, just have a little reminder, like for the Go set, I use, well, Go as my little reminder. So just okay, and this directory contains, well, it contains movies, doesn't it? Over here you can choose a scraper. By default, you have the movie database installed, and that's all you have, and that's perfectly fine. I mean, it does an excellent job. I like to use the Universal Movie Scraper because it allows you to scrape from Internet Movie Database, and since Internet Movie Database, in my opinion, does a slightly better job, but whatever, I'm just going to do what you're going to do, which is the movie database, which works perfectly fine. So just okay, and do you want to refresh info for all items? Yes. So now, it's, as you can see up in the corner, it was adding all that content and stuff that we added. So now we repeat these steps again, and you browse, and then you go to the folder of home folder, user data, add-on data, and then again you'll go to plugin.video, whatever add-on it is, and then there should be either movies or TV shows in there, or both, and then you go to each one respectively, and you just add them, and try to keep track of your sources with little tags like this. Okay. This directory contains TV shows. Scrapers over here, same thing, you have different options. The TV database is the default one, and it's generally what you're going to be using 99% of the time. So it's just adding, you know, TV shows in the corners. TV shows take a lot longer because, of course, they have a lot of different episodes, and it's finding metadata for everything. It's doing a bunch of fan art, it's doing a bunch of posters, it's got little pictures for every single episode, a little synopsis for every little episode. So it's downloading a lot of material, and it's doing a lot of stuff. So this process does take a little while. So we'll go into movies in the time being. So you can see it's added the stuff that we added to the library, and if you add further stuff now, it'll all start to appear in here. So there are some problems sometimes. Library's not perfect, and one of the issues that you might have in general is it'll display the content, but it'll display it as something else. This particularly happens with movies or TV shows that have the same name as another movie or TV show, but are from different years. So you could have Macbeth 1992 and Macbeth 1962. I have no idea. And it might get those two mixed up. If there is a mix-up, then you just open up the context menu, you go to movie information for movies, and then TV information for TV series, and then you just go to refresh, you click refresh, and then it comes up with options. So you just select what the movie is. It did get this correct. I did add Frozen, but you know, it puts all the similar things that it could be, and you know, so if you have any issues, it allows you to manually decide what it is. And now our TV series should be added. And that looks good. So let's go over Another thing, how do you remove something from your libraries? You can see that adding something was pretty easy. You just open the context menu, add to library, or you hit subscribe for TV series. So how do you remove something from your library? Let's say I really hate Frozen and I do not want it in my library. Okay, so most people would think context menu and then you see remove from library. That seems like it would do the job. So you hit remove from library, really remove, yeah. And it looks like it disappears. And that's great. I mean, you just did it, didn't you? No. The next time your library updates itself, which it's going to do, that Frozen is coming back. I'll show you because I'm going to force an update right now. The reason why is you haven't deleted the files, so when it updates the library, it rediscovers those files and it adds it back. So how do you delete something from your library? It's pretty much the same thing, but you have to enable a setting, which is you go into System, Appearance, File List, and allow file renaming and deletions, and enable that. And now, when you go back into Movies, and you want to delete Frozen, and you go to remove from library, same thing comes up, really remove Frozen, and you hit yes. But now a second dialog menu has come up. So this deletes the files. And so now when you update your library, Frozen doesn't come back. And so of course you can just delete everything. Why not? Okay. TV shows are pretty much the same thing. I mean, Breaking Bad, you'd do the same thing. But because of subscriptions, when you remove from library, you also have to unsubscribe for them. So you go back into Video Add-ons, go TV, and down here we have subscriptions. And we want to cancel our subscription to House of Cards since we removed it from the library. That covers all the basics to library integration. If you have further questions, please go to xbmchub.com for help.